And there's one more belief, one more curse that you should know. During Ghost Month,
Okay.
you should not whistle during that time.
Good thing, because I don't know how to whistle anyway, so I'm safe on that side.
Well, that's something we have in common. I don't know it either. So we would not attract the spirits to come our way.
Okay, we're good on that side. Oh, I'm safe.
Yeah. And there's one more little rule, like when you go to the opera in that month, you should not sit in the first row because it's reserved for the spirits.
Okay, I can work with that.
Yeah. So, yeah. And if you find like some food in some alleyways, for example, during that month, then please don't touch it because it's meant to be for the ghost as well.
Okay. I mean, we're not gonna lie. If I saw food on the street like that, I would just, I'll leave it. I leave it for them. Like I wasn't planning of eating things anyway. So thank you for telling me.
That's true.
But maybe since, we've been through a lot of spiritualism, a lot of tourism, but, there's a lot of people that have grown up and, they experienced firsthand how to live in Hong Kong. And I think it would be very interesting to know how life is in there and also what happens when they finally decide to visit other countries for the first time. So maybe it's about time that we introduce our guest, Kaz, all the way from Hong Kong. But hi, Kaz, do you hear us?
Hi, I can hear you.
How's it going?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you, McKelly and Michelle, inviting me to this podcast episode.
Pleasure is all ours, Kaz. The pleasure is all ours.
Yeah. Would you like to tell us a bit more about yourself? So now we only know that you grew up in Hong Kong and that you visited the country for the first time. What's your personal story?
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Kaz, and right now I'm still a university student. And this summer I came to Berlin for work, and then right now I'm living in Berlin, but I live in Hong Kong about like 20 years. Yes.
That's quite a long time. So you probably have a lot of different stories to tell about this very strong culture shock that you have coming all the way to Berlin.
Yes.
I have a little bit of a question for you, if you don't mind. Like, if someone landed in Hong Kong tomorrow, let's see, like in a very sudden move, what is something about the daily life that they immediately notice? Like, even before even speaking to anybody on the street.
So the first thing when people are arrived in Hong Kong tomorrow, like the first thing they will notice, like just you mentioned it, like the skyscrapers, because the skyscrapers are the density between the skyscrapers are too high. Like unlike in Berlin or in Europe or in Tokyo, like because in the center of the city, usually skyscrapers are very usual to see. You can see it anywhere. But like apart from the center of the city, like all the buildings are very short, right? But in Hong Kong, it's different because in Hong Kong, most of our people, most of us are living in a housing called public housing. So our public housing, usually, like we got 38 levels. So yes, and personally, me and my family are actually living at 34 floors. So it's very common to see tall buildings in Hong Kong. And the other thing that you will notice immediately would be like the food, because besides the local food in Hong Kong, like the wonton noodles, the dim sum, also the fish balls, and so many things. Actually, our food culture are actually quite global because we have a lot of different kind of cuisine in Hong Kong, like Japanese food, Korean food. These are very basics. But even the Western food, we have a lot of it. Like only you can imagine, and we have it. Yeah.
Okay. At least so you're always gonna find something to eat no matter what. That's very, very exciting. This is not the same in Italy. In Italy, it's there's very good food in there, and some other type of cuisine you're not gonna see any of. So don't even try to get Vietnamese food in Italy. It is terrible. Just so you know, as a little bit of a little divergence, I guess.
Okay, it's quite interesting, Cos, to hear about what would be the first thing to see. Is it actually also true that shops in Hong Kong are closed or are open late and also rarely close? Because that's something I heard that is quite different from other places in the world, and people would notice completely or immediately.
Yes, for sure. Because I think in my memories, because I have been a long time not living in Hong Kong right now.
Yeah,
like
been a while.
I think in Hong Kong, most of the shops are actually like closed at 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
yes, it's compared to like Europe or Tokyo or Japan or Korea, the shops are open pretty late. But other than the usual shops you see on street, like clothings and maybe different kind of shops, the restaurants are open very late, usually
Oh,
like
boy.
11 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that led to like living in Paris, because like that's a lot more difficult to find places that are open at that time, right at time. They usually close a lot earlier. So it's very refreshing to see. So interesting, because like it seems that it's a very non-stop rhythm. Everything is closed until very late. And do you think this non-stop rhythm shapes how people in Hong Kong live or connect with each other?
Yes, definitely. Because I think since in our working hours in Hong Kong are actually like pretty long, not gonna lie. Like people are start working from at 9. Like I'm talking about like the most normal office job. People start working at 9 o'clock, and then because we have culture like the overtime culture in working culture. Therefore, usually a company will say usually the off work time would be like 5 o'clock, but most of the officers are actually like work until 7 and 6 or 8. Yeah, and then yes, it's very crazy. When I came to Berlin, and I noticed, oh, what, you don't have overtime culture here?
Yeah. I think that's something that it doesn't happen here in Europe as often. So it's definitely very shocking, to be sure.
Yeah, it depends a bit on the company, but
Of course.
gladly, it's not the common thing
Yeah.
with the overtime culture. Yeah, but what is then actually a way to have fun or to unwind a little in Hong Kong?
Oh, it's very interesting because it depends. It depends. Like, you have like, for me personally, I have two choices to go when it is like the weekend and the holidays, or when I'm free. Like the first choices would be like go to shopping malls in Hong Kong. Not only in shopping malls, like a very crowded area in Hong Kong, like the center of the Hong Kong. Like for example, I will go to a place called Mong Kok, because Mong Kok is a very representative places of Hong Kong. And if you went to Hong Kong, you should and you must go to Mong Kok, because the most of the people are going to Mong Kok for food, for shopping, for like, even if you're traveling in Hong Kong, you should go there. And then the second choice to have fun in Hong Kong, actually, like we will go to pretty far places, like for example Chan Chau and Sai Kung. These two places are actually you have to travel a long time to get there. Like for example Chan Chau is an island, and then in Chan Chau you can eat like a very very huge fishbowl, a giant fishbowl.
I love
And
that.
yes, and because Chan Chau and Sai Kung is like a very do not have much buildings in these two places. So therefore, if you love nature, you can go there too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Hong Kong has something for everyone. And shopping fanatics rejoice, because it seems like this Hong Kong should be your number one stop when it comes to shopping, which I haven't done on a shopping spree in a long time. Maybe I should consider decided to go on a shopping spree in Hong Kong. It seems like a lot of fun.
And you might need your language over there too, like your language knowledge and skills.
Of course.
Yes, of course. I'm coming back to that. So you're one of the first people, of course, here on the podcast to represent Hong Kong. How important is it to you that people understand like Cantonese is the main language there, not Mandarin?